Yo, what's up,
What's
blood?
up, brother man?
How you? How you?
How are you?
I'm here, bro.
I'm good. I'm
I'm here.
good. That November coming up soon. How you
Yeah,
feel today?
November. I feel great. I feel
How's
pretty
work?
good, man.
You off?
All
Feel
off
good?
today. Well, Sunday. Yeah,
Off
sit back,
today?
watch a little bit of football.
Yeah, that's
Chill.
part of the conversation I want to have with you.
Yeah, you want?
So
Yeah,
I
oh,
want to talk
I
about this
get to wear my
employee
colors.
shortage.
Go
What you
ahead.
mean?
You said
You
you
get to
wanted
wear
to
your
have a
colors
football
where?
conversation with me.
Employee.
All right.
Your team chilling right now. Relax.
All
Enjoy
right.
your
All
cigar.
right. Right. I got you. My man.
Your cigar and wine. However you do it.
My, my man.
Yeah. Everything
Right.
good?
Everything's excellent.
No bad
Everything.
news from nowhere. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
None from me.
So another conversation with Mr. Cool.
Yes, sir.
I like to say in class with Mr. Cool.
Excuse me?
In class
In
with Mr.
class?
Cool. Because I do think you have a wealth of knowledge. Sometimes I like to tap into it and see what you've been experiencing based on what you send me and things like that. I like to say I know that you up on a lot of things. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
I'll take that.
So,
I'll
yeah.
take that. I
That's just
appreciate
me
that.
giving you flowers.
I appreciate that. I'll take
All
those.
right? All right? Okay. Gotcha. In
All
class
right.
with Mr. Cool. We're going to do that. We're going to talk about this employee shortage. How you feel about that? I know you heard it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So,
it's definitely out there. Employee shortage. It's due to a variety of things, some of which I'm sure we'll talk about in this
right,
session. But
right.
yeah,
My question is, so I'm going to start out with the title on how I feel about things. Because, I'm around here and I'm seeing dudes on the corners, sisters on the corners, nobody going to work, bus is empty when they go by. It's like, yo, what's going on?
right.
So the national media put out, they said 10 million jobs, 8 million unemployed. What's wrong with that picture?
10 million
I don't
jobs.
think you heard me. 10 million jobs, 8 million unemployed. What is wrong with that picture?
Oh, it went down. I thought it was 9 million.
It's rough. The figures is like 8 point something, 546. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
So I'll just say 8 and give the American people the benefit of the doubt by making it go down some. How about that?
Okay. So what do I think about that?
Do you think it's solely based on unemployment benefit checks?
Well, like I said, it can be based on a variety of things. The unemployment check is one of those. Uh, of course, the virus COVID-19. Um,
Hmm.
and I think for the most part, people are tapping into their entrepreneurial spirit. You know, people are coming more and more invested in themselves as opposed to outside entities and things of that nature.
So just roughly give me a few avenues or job workshops that you think is affected by this employee shortage. Give me a couple.
Well, of course, you have the labor situation. The laborers,
Hmm.
uh, mainly jobs that require no skill,
Hmm.
no specific skill. Let me say that.
Hmm.
Um, things you can go just like go in there and get like on the job training or whatever the case may be. Uh, places where you can go and
Some other
You
avenues
know,
out there that.
just just learn on the job. Learn on the job for the most part, like flipping burgers. You know,
So
stuff
like
like
laborers type jobs.
yeah, like
We
labor
saying
type job.
laborer. Okay.
Right.
Like okay. What about how like I've been reading something and it was saying something about sanitation is having a problem. What are some of the things that come with a sanitation shortage in this environment today?
Well, that's kind of close to me because like I work for the city, so I know what exactly is going. I have kind of sort of like my finger on the pulse there. So with them,
Hmm.
it's like is they're like for the most part, like I even did the job for a while, so people are home more. So that
Hmm.
means there's more trash, so which means there's more work, and 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 people are uh you know again scared of the virus, the COVID, um and so there's a lack of coming to work. People are taking advantage of some of the benefits that come with the virus. Um,
Gotcha.
so and also for the most part, like that, the hiring process of sanitation is kind of sort of suspect. Like they hire people uh in the dead in the middle of the summer where it's like where the heat is excruciating and you have to walk these blocks, and then the trash, the rubbish itself is not a good thing. Like, you got all kinds of stuff that you find, in those cans. So
Right.
and the pay ain't that good. The pay isn't that like it isn't that good. Like as far as the totem pole goes, like
Hmm.
sanitation workers are almost, if not at the bottom
Mm.
of that pay tier of that totem pole. So
We
uh
talk about in the streets department.
yeah, we talking about sanitation.
Okay,
You
they
know,
at the bottom of the. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, they at the bottom. Like
Mm.
and they get hell.
And you think that's okay? Can that could be part of why there's a shortage in the sanitation game,
right,
waste management, or whatever you call it.
right, and it's a turnover ratio. So here's the thing: like they might hire, like I said, that they'll do the hiring process, and by the time they get around to hiring,
Hmm.
is actually in the summertime, like in the dead summer, like and like the hottest months of summer, and they putting people out there, and then the probation period for those new employees or new hires is way too long.
Hmm.
I guess they to separate the meat from the strong or whatever, but
Okay.
so it's very rigorous just to get uh the title of a sanitation employee. It's not that easy to be permanent there.
Without beating up that too long, where are some other labor entities that you work for the city you think they might have trouble hiring people right now after this COVID temperature we were just going through?
Well,
Actually, we're still going through it.
I think
Can you see it
everywhere.
affecting any other laborer part of the city?
Yeah, everywhere for the most part, because
Hmm.
a lot of people don't don't want to take that jab. Like, so all new employees must be
The jab.
vaccinated.
Let people. What do you mean when you say the jab? People who don't know what the jab means.
I mean, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson and Johnson, uh, so on and so forth.
Are we talking about the needle, the
The
vaccine
vaccine,
needle? Okay.
right?
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
so part of that is, so that's a requirement now for
Hmm.
the to get hired in the city.
Yeah, I've learned that they not really stressing a lot of players in the game already, but if you new to the game, they
Yeah,
want to push that on you to get in.
yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You have to.
Well, right. Uh, so you said sanitation has an issue with hiring people based on what's going on, because in some cities and the rest around the world, they're saying that it's more than what you said, and they are not able to get employees. Period. Like we know the city is filled with people, so
Right.
there's a chance you might can talk some people into staying long or coming in for overtime.
Absolutely.
But in a lot of rural areas, it just put a graph on the board. It's just flat out just suspended. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's just there are places where they saying they're designating areas for dump sites where instead of having the trucks come down your block, you bring your trash to these areas and just drop it off and keep going, and they sort it out.
Right.
That's how short they are. They don't have enough people for trucks. Do
Right.
you see that? Is that happening in the cities department, or not that deep
Absolutely.
yet?
Absolutely. I mean, you look at it like this. You got people. You have to get up early in the morning to
Hmm.
mount the truck, get out, and you have to have a certain amount of tonnage, so on and so forth. So
Hmm.
you got these blocks, like literally blocks, and some blocks are more treacherous than others. You have some areas that's hills, and some areas are all types of stuff. So what's happening is that these people they and then on top of that, the pay is low, like way low.
Gotcha.
Like the ends doesn't justify the means. What they do? So what they do to counter that is they make exempt felonies. Like if you have a felony on your record, So what
Mhm.
they do is they hire a lot of ex-convicts
Okay.
who need employment and who need a W-2 or a job just so they won't violate parole or
Gotcha.
probation and things of
I
that
think
nature.
that's cool. I think that's cool.
You understand what I'm saying? Right.
But so stay on this topic with the employee shortage. What other avenues would you say you think there's a shortage going on as far as uh, across the board?
Well,
You
across
know what
the
I mean?
board. Um,
Yeah. Well, give me a couple. You got a couple on you?
yeah. Well. What's happening is again, like I said in before, like people are tapping into their entrepreneurial spirit. Even though
Hmm.
you got people that are hiring all day, every day these days. You have people that are doing their own thing, like dipping into that digital income. With the Ubers and the Door Dashes and
Right.
and you have people like renting out their houses for Airbnbs and people renting out their cars, or lending their cars out. All types of things going on, and so I know for a fact that some people work two or three of those current those app services where you
Rent the
making your
car out
own.
and stuff.
Yeah, you making your own time. It's flexible. You can get up 10 o'clock. You can get up at 11 o'clock. Walk, take your kids to
Toro
school.
is the name of the one of the ones I know about as far as the car game.
Mm.
Do you feel like other people? Do you feel like people found another way to make money,
Oh,
which
absolutely.
is outside of because it's called the gig game, the gig job, the gig employment is where
Right.
people, like you said, Uber.
Yeah,
Toro,
right,
Airbnb, all kinds of lists, all that kind of stuff.
right.
Do you feel like a lot of people had took that direction?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
Um, um, you basically you're your own boss. You make your
Make
own
your own time.
hours. You make your own
Yeah.
hours. Uh,
Hmm.
um, you take your own lunch breaks. uh,
Yeah.
you can you can do other things while you're doing that. You can you can turn the app on. You can turn it off.
Mm.
Uh, like
Own pace.
the
Yeah.
flexibility is there. And because of that, you're not working in the everyday stress that comes with work and dealing with the boss or dealing with coworkers. Like people are becoming more healthier on top of
Hmm.
everything else because of that. So this is the wave. This is where everybody's going now, and it's a very very lucrative alternative to
Right.
to traditional employment. So there
I
you have
feel
it.
like I put a graphic up here. Where I just put up a graphic that got non hiring, now hiring everywhere, all that kind of stuff. I just feel
Mhm.
like everybody needs somebody right now to come do a service.
Oh,
And a lot of people just feel like what might be the digital gig game has
right,
taken over, showing up and clocking it. You know what I'm saying? And it makes sense. Like you said, um, your own lunch break, your own time to go on by clocking in and out the apps. Your own
right,
time to get off by clocking in and out the apps. If you're not in the
right,
mood, you just don't do it that day. You ain't got to
right,
call in nobody, all these type of things and stuff.
right.
Yeah, so that sounds like is a lot of people running from the labor force jobs
Absolutely,
because of that and taking on those
absolutely,
little joints.
absolutely. This is why nobody's coming back to work. They figured it out. They figured it out. Like the cat is out the bag, and not only have they figured it out. Now, it's one thing to have it figured out. It's another thing to be able to have the means to
Hmm.
execute what what you should have been what we should have been doing to begin with. You know,
Right.
and because it kind of I won't say levels the playing field, but it
Hmm.
kind of it gives you incentive not to get up out your bed early in the morning and make somebody else rich or make somebody else well off.
I thought the benefit checks was what made the game. Like, 'cause some people argue that it's not, but I'm asking you: do you think it's the unemployment benefit checks? Are they lasting too long, or are they? You know what I'm saying? Are folks
Well,
even trying to get off of the unemployment benefits?
I don't see why they should. I mean, if you can collect benefits on paper and make money off the books,
Hmm.
who's going back to work? Now you have basic now you created or now you have acquired two, maybe three, maybe four incomes,
Mm.
and you're do, and you're doing it in less amount of time than you would spend getting up out your bed and going to work for 8 hours or
Was
12
what?
hours.
Do you think the benefits was a little too long that they
Do
were
I
giving
think
them out?
so?
Yeah,
Not at all. Not at
not
all.
at all.
Not at
You think
all.
it was the proper amount of time, benefit extension, PP, PPP checks, and all those kind of things.
Yeah,
So
that's
you're saying benefits. So what you saying is benefits, unemployment benefits, PPE checks, and gig jobs are reasons why you believe folks ain't going back to the regular workforce to Work at Wendy's, Denny's, Home Depot.
Yeah, for what? For what? You hustling backwards if you're doing it now like that.
Mm.
You know, you why go to work for 10 years or for how many ever years you work at a Home Depot or not a Home Depot, but at McDonald's or flipping burgers. Say you work for 3 years or 4 years or 5 years,
Hmm.
and at that time that check is so minuscule, it's like you stuck at a dead end job. So once you pay your bills and get something to eat, that check is that check is done. You know what I'm saying? Let alone if you have child support, let alone if you have uh other bills associated with uh um just just going out on a month to month basis. Like you need every penny, you need every dime. So you're going to be if you're able to collect a check
Hmm.
from somebody that you put that time in for, whereas though you can receive benefits, because let's be clear, those benefits are they not giving those out. You have to apply and qualify for those benefits.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? So basically,
Yeah.
you if you apply for those benefits and you qualify for those benefits, you've done what was necessary as far as your job is concerned to receive those benefits. You
Let
understand
me
what I'm
put up a graphic right here. Yeah, let me put up this graphic before I get it. So this graphic I'm putting up, school bus driver shortage.
saying? Wow.
It's like and that and then crossed over to where a point where it's like affecting the kids and the parents. Do you have anything on that? What do you think is going on in that game?
Again, the pay, the hours,
Hmm.
COVID 19. You got kids that are not been
Carriers,
vaccinated.
you think?
Excuse me.
Carriers,
Oh, most definitely. Most
right?
definitely. You know, kids are some of the most germiest people on the planet. You
Let me
know?
put up this graphic right here. Let me put up this graphic. This graphic is, I don't know if you can see it. It says a driver shortage now hiring.
Mm,
And it has a guy making a sign and say may need to rephrase this. And the sign says transport unmasked, unvaccinated, unvaccinated, unvaccinated students in a close environment. It's something you got to deal with if you want these jobs.
right.
Can that? I know it's some humor to that, but do you think that's some of the reasons why they can't get bus drivers? Though it does make sense. Like like you did just say, kids are carriers.
And kids, and not only that, you got some badass kids out there.
that
You
that
got some badass kids out there that you
I
can.
know, but I think that's a reason to not take it. Period, because it's just bad behind kids out there.
Yeah, they carriers. Yeah, they carriers.
Right.
They carrying all types of stuff. They carrying COVID-19. They carrying flu. They run around with them snotty noses. Some of them got
Mm-hmm.
guns in their book bag. Who knows? You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
no. On a serious note, like that's precious cargo. Like if we don't want to take our kids to school, if our kids can't get to school, that's another reason why we can't work too. Like that's another reason why there's unemployment too. Like the kids not going to school. You got
Yeah.
you can't take your kid to school and be to work on time.
What are some of the things you hearing? Why there is other than bad kids, and you hearing any other things about why is there a school bus driver shortage?
Well, bad kids. Um,
He said that.
you gotta be to work at least 5 o'clock in the morning.
Rounding them up.
You got no, not just rounding them up. That's we just talking about picking up the bus. Wow, 5 o'clock in the morning. So you got to get
Oh
out your
yeah,
way.
that's a whole nother. That's a CDL level stuff.
So
You're
so
airing up the gas, the brakes, and all that stuff. Yeah,
you
I
can't
got
just
what you're saying.
you don't just turn that key and pull off. You got to warm it up. You got to put your air.
Yeah,
That's not
I
that's not
too hold
no
the CDL. Yeah, and I had to
yeah,
learn. Yeah,
that ain't no
yeah,
automatic start. You can't just
nah,
and,
no, yeah, pressures, governors that hold air, all
right.
kinds of things go on with them joints. Yeah, I get it. I
And
get it. I get that.
and
You
and,
taking
and,
me back into the my CDL days. Yeah, I get
and,
it.
and, and you're going all day. You're going
Yeah,
all day, bro. And then
yeah,
as soon as you sit down to take a break or get a breath or get some air, you gotta go pick them up.
be out. Yeah. Sheesh. And okay,
And ain't
now
no
I'm saying this
overtime.
thing.
Ain't no overtime.
No, yeah, you gotta make sure they all off that bus too.
Yeah, ain't no
You
overtime.
want, or
Then
you going
so
to
I
jail
guess
or
the
get
only
fired.
overtime is if you charter for a trip or something.
Yeah.
That's some more badass kid.
Because I've been reading and they saying they're willing to pay parents
I bet they are.
some type of monetary value to drop them off and pick them up yourself.
Right.
When the system is based on taxes, paying them and the school bus companies to come get your children. You
Hey.
know, yeah. So it's like, should they?
So where's
I
that
mean,
money
it
going?
gets a little deeper, but should be like, listen, cut back on the taxes for a minute so everything is in order. If you want to, but I guess they saying here's some dollars towards your taxes. So
Where's that
I'm
money
putting up a
going?
graph. I don't know. Let's check out this graphic right here. This graphic is like now hiring, work today, get paid tomorrow.
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
graphics. I got another one for you. This graphic is now hiring no is necessary. It's like these places are went into desperation mode. You know what I'm saying? In order to
Right.
fulfill. You know what I'm saying? You got every company hiring from the rooter to the tutor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're giving out these large pay wages to get you to do some the minimalist job that we would have thought would never make this amount of money. So
Right.
which brings me to like let me see, I got another one here. Just pay us more.
There
So
you
you got a
go.
little sign in the background that said work here, $30 an hour and get free meals. It's like,
Where's that?
who's yeah. It looked like it's a tap on to something, but we know, like Burger King, Pizza Hut, KFC lines would be around the corner if they paying $30 an hour. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like people are going through these drastic amount of situations to get people to come. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like millions of jobs are opening per person who work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So every one person that needs work is probably hundreds to thousands of jobs popping up, but these people not taking them. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. So I got a graphic here, right here, and it says 2.5 million jobs lost. Establishments are closed. 110,000 establishments are closed in the restaurant industry. You care to elaborate on the restaurant industry? What do you think is going on over there?
The restaurant industry is that's a whole nother game. But then the restaurant industry or business has always been that type of company or that type of business that is like on a thread. Like, the littlest thing can grand opening, grand closing. Like it can be over. Like one
Right,
minute is there and the next minute is gone. Especially more so for private places like mom and pop restaurants or restaurants that uh uh have family, like a family heirloom, or that's been in the family. Like it's always that element of one thing can happen and this can be over. Um, but as far as employment is concerned, again, like strenuous hours, people don't pay their employees enough money. Um, Again, so if you work there for 6 months, you put the time in or whatever it is, you're eligible for unemployment. You would be better off collecting unemployment. And then if you have a car, or you got a little, you get a little hustle on the side, like you make candles, or you make bread pudding, or what's that, or some other thing, like you can create with your hands, then you'll take that check, or that unemployment check, and
Mhm.
hopefully, or maybe, you got a little nest egg saved somewhere, or maybe not, but you'll find something to do, because again, like, people are waking up. People are waking up. There's a saying that goes, when people lose their job, they find their work. So once you become uh, 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 aware that you can produce, that you can produce and manufacture, or whatever it is that you need to do, uh, you know, and you see, and you're pushed to that point, to that brink, especially with our people, like, we can make, we can sell water to a well, like, what I mean, we can make a take lemon and make lemonade. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They got pizza pretzels in the hood. You understand what I'm saying? So people are tapping into their entrepreneurial spirit again, and the money that you thought, that employees thought were good or cool, is no longer working. Is not getting.
Now, do you think a lot of people, because that's such a hospitality job, do you think a lot of people went back to school and picked different careers, whatever, to avoid just in case something happened again? Because the last time the restaurant game felt this effect, it was in 2008 in the recession.
Okay.
Last time, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, everybody felt that crunch too. I'm just saying, like, for instance, I got a graphic here, and it's like, we are short staffed. Please be patient with the staff that did show up. No one wants to work anymore, and we're doing our best.
Right.
Do you agree with that? No one wants to work anymore, and we're doing our best.
Do I
Okay,
agree with?
because that the sign said no one wants to work anymore, and we're doing our best.
Yeah. No
This
one
one
wants
says
to.
we are experiencing a. I'm sorry to cut you off. We are experiencing a short staff shortage. We are experiencing a staff shortage. We ask that you be kind and patient with the staff that are working. Thank you. It's like, is it to me? It seemed like these businesses and these jobs are going to the extreme to, I guess, make signs to cater to the consumer. You know what I'm saying? The public or whoever, they expect to come through them doors and stuff like that. Because
Right.
listening to the restaurant game, and then you find out that there's COVID mandates. Some restaurants want you to have it, the vaccine, and some people just still not quite there across the board, race wise and gender. Um, the fact that there are hostile cultures and the situations where people are too close to other folks, and it's like move that table, and it's this, and it's like I don't want to be that close, and it's like all those situations.
Right.
And flat out, I just think some folks just fed up with such a minuscule amount of money
Yeah. Absolutely.
for working so hard to get
hard,
and a large amount of money that
hard.
they just had time to like go to school and go to college or whatever they wanted to do to take another trade or whatever.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
these are jobs. These are jobs we, for the most part, all of us have had at some point. At least I know
Right.
with us growing up, like it was a job, but it was a very demanding job. Um,
Hmm.
and
Dishwashing and stuff. Hmm.
yeah, oh man, that dishwasher job, that's like one of the hardest jobs in the world.
Shout
I
out if
tell
you was a young boy, you had a dishwasher job. That was like, sheesh, like somebody hooked you up with a job and they're like, yo,
right,
you can work here. It's like dishwashing, doing, and it's like, yo, we want you to be a prep cook. All you doing chopping onions. Like, really shoot me already. You
right.
know, no disrespect to people who have a good time doing it. I just, when I was young, I
Oh,
kind of
I
couldn't
mean,
wait to get out of them joints. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
with any job, you know, you find a bit. You know what I'm saying? You find a bit, like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, you know, they might let you have a radio back there or something, you know, just to, you know, get you through it. But those restaurant jobs, especially and not taking nothing away from the other positions in there, you know, from all the way from the person that meets you at the door to the cooks, but that dishwasher's position is a hell of a fact. And
I,
if you can make it through that, if you can do that, you can do anything. You know what I'm
you can be,
saying?
yeah, you can make it through war.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's no joke. That's no joke, right there, bro.
Yeah, it's like I want to say it's hard. What would be a reason why it's hard to get a? Because I'm having experience in where I'm having trouble getting the table.
Oh, getting a table at a restaurant.
Yeah, yeah, and not on a reservation tip. Just walk up and it's like, geez, it's like hour waits now, and the places ain't crowded.
Right.
What could be going on there? It's like, yo, what's happening?
They
Tell the
short
people
staff.
what you think is happening.
They short staff. People not coming back to work. People not coming back to work. Like all sort of things are happening. And you know, and if people can collect unemployment and not come to work and again pick up something else on top of that unemployment check, then who's going back to work?
Yeah.
Who's going back to work? No, it wouldn't be it wouldn't make sense. So you rock out. You know, you set a goal, you rock out, and then you know when that unemployment gonna run out. So you pay your bills and you know you survive and you find your way. Like and that's what's happening. People are finding their way. People
I have a
are
question. Is is the government, let's just say the government um unemployment benefit package, are they allowing people to hold gig jobs and still get unemployment?
are there a lot of people to get jobs and stuff?
To
Not
get the gig jobs, hold the
not
gig jobs
conventional
down,
not
not
conventional
conventional
jobs.
jobs, the gig jobs and hold unemployment.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's going on. Yeah,
Well, then that's going to kill the game completely. Then,
yeah.
so why would you give up? Well, we already know you're going to take the benefits. Why would you give up getting that quick, fast money doing Uber, Lyft, Toro, Airbnb, all the things that come with an Instacart, anything that got to do with making some money in seconds,
Right.
to come back to a job where you got to dress accordingly and clock in and talk to a manager and prep for the day and be there at a certain time and leave at a certain time, come in early, leave late. I mean, it just seems like all this is contributing to society's. failure of getting the fulfilling these employment jobs. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I don't think because they say on the government benefits for unemployment is running out in certain places. They stopped it already. All these type of things, but it just seems like nobody still wants to work. Like, is it a fair bosses? What's going on? Why is people like, yo, I'm not? They're just not doing it. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
how many people do you think get up to work, get up and go to work every day, and
Sheesh.
are happy they're going to work? I mean, don't you
Mm,
know? Not take a you know. Not I mean, let's be clear. Like, I don't want to sound like an asshole. Like, I don't want to sound like you shouldn't be uh uh um ecstatic that you actually have a job, or you
mhm.
shouldn't be. I don't want to be that. Don't get me wrong. But how many people go to work with bells on and whistle, come in whistling? Like, that doesn't happen these days. The workforce is so strenuous, bro. Like, the
So,
work and the money, and again, a lot of times, the ends do not justify the means. But we are in, but most of us live in with predicaments. We have children, we have a mortgage, we have rent, we have phone bills, we have all sorts of things. We have, again, child support. We have to eat. Our children have to eat. We need clothes wash. We need, all sorts of things that we go through just on a daily basis. Who wants to go to work
do
and again get up out of their bed, get up out your bed early in the morning
you,
or late at night or in the middle of the day and go make somebody else rich?
mm, got you. I feel like for a moment there in time, I felt like people were getting more benefits than they were receiving pay from their jobs, their previous jobs.
Hmm.
It's almost like your unemployment benefits with bonuses paid you more, with PPP paid you more to some degree, way more than what you was getting at your job already. So
Right.
a lot of people got like stuck on that. They couldn't get out of that form. Like, is there any? How you feel about it? You think that's truth to that?
Yeah, that's true. It's truth to that.
Right.
We're creatures of habit. So once we get into the flow, once we once we get used to waking up at 12 o'clock every day,
Hmm.
it's hard. It's hard to get back up at 5:30 in the morning and get on that bus, or even warm that, or start that car up and warm that car up. Like, it's hard, bro. It's hard. It's hard. So, like, to answer that question, yeah, like, I honestly think that has a lot to do with it. Like, that is a big key component in that situation. And people don't feel like it no more, man. And it ain't that they lazy. You can't. A lot of people, when they lazy. No, I don't think they lazy. I don't think it's lazy, because if they were lazy, then they, again, like I said, they wouldn't even be able to apply for the benefits. These are working people who took a break, and some people went back to work, and some people extended their breaks. Who's to
It
say?
seemed
Who am I to say when you should, end your break?
it seemed like a lot of people across the board, Americans, are deciding to look for non-traditional employment.
Absolutely non-traditional.
Um, we found a different way to get paid. Is why it's a shortage out here.
Hmm.
You agree with that in terms?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's just I thought it would be like vaccines, mandates, and all this kind of stuff. But then when I read and I listened to people talk, it's like it's not that. They
Yeah,
saying a lot of Americans just finding other ways to get paid, whether they're going to school, getting trades,
right,
switching jobs because they're all wide open,
right.
and a lot of this gig jobs where like a lot of home stuff going on through the computer and everything, and that's a big popular business now.
Yes, it
When you
is.
got when you go down Center City in Philadelphia, it's like vacancy office buildings because these corporations is like, why should I rent your office spaces where I could save that money,
Mm-hmm.
throw y'all a bone or two, and let y'all work home with slippers. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And still get the same kind of work done. You
Mm-hmm.
know. And then there's the thing where kids are going back to school. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And the parents are like, whew, thank God, I'm not house trapped all day again for whole, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now school is back and no buses and people that already done found other ways to use time with the school bus time that they used to have, driving trucks, uh, Amazon, pretty much. Let me say that again. Amazon school bus drivers
Amazon.
seem to find more money and more flexibility by driving for Amazon than taking students
Yes.
because Amazon pays more than driving. Amazon pay more than school bus drivers make.
Yes.
And if you got your own car with your own insurance, you'll make more money also.
Yes.
Whew. So,
There, there, there,
do
there,
you
there-
see the game changing anytime soon, Dak? What you think?
the only way I see it, well, hopefully, hopefully it does. Hopefully something's changing. Hopefully something's changed, or something is
Mm-hmm.
going to change. But because I don't, or maybe you have noticed, but in some places the aisles and the shelves and the aisles aren't even that full anymore. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you go into certain spots, like they haven't had items there for months. Like, there's some things that just aren't
Sound like
available
labor stuff. Yeah.
right anymore because of all of this stuff that's going on due to the pandemic. When you think about it, all of this stuff is due to this pandemic. Everything that's happened
Mm-hmm.
is due to this pandemic. And and I don't see an end in sight as far as the pandemic.
Um,
I really don't see
right.
an end.
It could be years. It could be years, possibly. I'm like going to these hospitals, from what I do as far as work, and
Right.
and and the security is almost as they getting these people out of junior high, like
Yeah.
shaking the tree, and security people are falling out of the trees, and it's like, like, yo, there's no way, you can stop anybody from anything because it looked like they just got you out the eighth grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shortage is wicked, man, and I appreciate you coming on with me to talk about it, and we almost reaching the top of the hour.
Yeah.
We've been talking. Sometimes you can say, "Where'd the time go?" and all this kind of stuff, but the shortage is real, man, and I think other than the restaurants, no, let's say with along with restaurants,
Mm,
school buses, um, laborers, I think it's going to be years before we recover from that.
mm,
You know what I mean? We going probably because, like I said, there was an incident where a woman pulled out a gun because restaurants were short. You know what I'm saying? And she just was like, "Yo," but it's like, how many people feel like they don't want to be standing somewhere long just to tell you, we ain't got no more food or we ain't got enough people to help with the demand of your sandwiches and stuff like that. And there's gonna
right.
be a lot of frustration in restaurants trying to get a seat. Once you do get
Well,
a seat, now you gotta
well,
wait for a waiter or waitress.
Well, you tapped on it earlier. When you threw up the images on the screen, and
Hmm.
with the signs that said, be patient. Like this is what these companies and this is what these businesses are going to have to do. Like it'd be
Hmm.
more. I think it's more productive if you do that type of thing as opposed to just letting people come in and sit and wait with no clue of what's going on. Like at least show some courtesy and let people know and give them a choice or let them make this decision whether they want to be patient or not. Because
Hmm.
a lot of times people are impatient and um I can see people getting frustrated because of that.
Yeah, I always see that. Because it's so with the career changes and um, the gig jobs. It seems like a lot of people are leaving repetitive work. You know what I'm saying? For the people out there that don't know can you let them know what repetitive work is and why folks are leaving it?
Repetitive work is you ever seen the old cartoons where they got the belt, the assembly line, and people doing, and you go ding, and then the next one ding, and then the next one ding, and then at the
Yeah,
end of the belt, they got a product. That is repetitive work. Repetitive work is something you do over and over and over and over for periods and periods and periods of time, and yeah,
you get hurt, you
which
get
which
sore.
which is dangerous in many ways, which can cause all kinds of problems with you, with your health and all kinds of problems with just your body in general. Um,
Hmm.
because you know what they say, if you do too much of anything is bad for you. So when you have people that do these repetitive jobs like that, and they can get an unemployment check and not come back to work, and then who can't blame them either.
For folks that heard the term on and on while we was having a conversation about gig jobs, can you let them know what you mean or give them a few examples of what gig jobs are?
Oh yeah, the gate jobs. You say gate jobs.
Gigs, yeah, the
Oh,
quick jobs.
the gig economy. The gig economy
Exactly,
again.
gig economy, as they call it. Yeah, you're right.
Right. The gig economy again is the hustle. Is basically the hustle. Like you you just go through an email, you sign up, you give me your information, and you create your own hours. And what you
Hmm.
basically do is you offer a service to people, um, which is
Examples. What
which
kind of
is
examples you
needed.
got?
Uh, Uber, um, Instacart,
Left.
what's the new one? With the
There's
snack,
tons of them.
Poof Puff or Poof or
Hmm.
whatever that is. You got the
GoPuff.
Airbnbs, you got Uber Eats, you have uh um you can let somebody hold your wheel, hold your car, stuff like that.
Toro. That's Toro.
Toro, yeah, the
Toro
Toro.
is a company where you can relax. You can work
Uh-huh.
all day. You can work all week somewhere. If I'm not mistaken, you can work all week somewhere with Toro
Right,
and rent your car out on the weekends.
right,
While you relax, you still making money
right.
because somebody got your car
Somebody got your
and they
car
got to bring it back by and
by a
there.
certain amount of time, and then you get a
Yup,
little
certain
check.
amount of
You get a
cash,
check from
certain
that.
amount of miles. You get a
Right,
check from that while you off and
right,
relaxing in the bed. You just hope they don't wreck it, but you pay Toro services. You
right,
pay, if I'm not mistaken, you pay a certain amount of money out of what you charge. goes to
Right.
Toro into an insurance so that if something happens, Toro covers it, and you get a slim check out of that while you sitting on your buns, what I
Right.
mean, taking a nap. And
Right.
yeah, for people who not sure about the repetitive work situation, like Mr. Cool said, there is assembly work, there is typing, there's sewing, assembly line where you like bending backward all over all day long, and it basically means you're moving certain parts, if not all the time, you're moving them only certain parts all the time or forever in these jobs. You're
Yeah.
twisting, putting stuff in boxes, you're going left to right, you drop. Yeah, that's repetitive work, and a lot of people in America are trying to leave it, which would mean FedEx
Job.
is going to be slow, UPS is going to be slow. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't want to be twisting and turning the whole time, and then they see all these little we say gig jobs pop up, and
Right.
it's like, oh, I'm gonna do Amazon, and I'm gonna do it out my car. I'm gonna make extra money. I'm gonna do Uber. I'm gonna do Toro. I'm gonna do Lyft. I'm gonna do Instacart. I'm gonna do Dolly. Dolly is a situation where you um actually a truck shows up, and no, I'm sorry, if you have a truck or some type of big vehicle, you can get called to do move a refrigerator, move a cabinet
Yeah.
somewhere real quick, move a
On
bed,
some
stuff like that.
on the U-Haul tip. Right.
Yep. It's called Dolly. Dolly is a big business now. Somebody
Job.
was creative and came up with Dolly and is like, yo, let me try Dolly. Let me see. I ain't doing nothing. I got a pickup truck. And, I can make a couple bucks just standing still. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah. So, like I said, 10 million jobs open, 8 point something unemployed. I just feel like something's wrong with that. You know what I mean? We just about at the top of the hour. We don't want to get too far away with this one topic. Then there's going to be like rhetoric. And we just randomly just saying all kinds of crap that we probably said before. Mr. Cool, how you feel?
I feel good, bro.
You feel like, you reached out and gave back mentally to some people?
I hope so. I hope so. I
Once
do.
again,
I do want to end it, if I may, on this note.
say
Um,
whatever you want. You got time? It's your floor.
people, tap into your entrepreneurial spirit. Um, you are um, more than you think you are. You're worth more than a lot of people are willing to pay. Your services are needed, especially in our community. And also, be productive. Whatever you do, be productive. If you are collecting the check, don't just sit there. Don't just sit home and get the check. Uh, find other ways and other sources of income, and make that income work for you and your family. And hopefully, we can get up out of a lot of situations that we've been in for a long time. And just be diligent, have faith in yourself, and be patient with yourself. Make sure you take care of yours, and the rest will fall into place.
Thank you. I'm gonna say something. I'm in the wisdom. I want to say this is the time for folks who had jobs that might want to make a transition. This is the time to make a smooth transition where so many people are hiring. This is time for people who have a personal, I don't know, agenda against fast food or certain labor jobs. They're paying more. They're offering 401ks now. They're offering insurance for these type of jobs that they didn't offer before. You know what I'm saying? For the youth out there, or the young man, a young woman who want to, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? These are now the jobs to get because they're offering so much more money. You're starting to get money for these kind of jobs that people went to school for other things. You know what I'm saying? So be diligent and, you know, hold down two or three of them joints. If you got cars, hold down some of the gig jobs. If you got a computer and a nice lighting and setting and all that kind of stuff, you do some stuff from home. You know what I'm saying? The data world has opened up the job game where it's dope. Like we talked about earlier, you ain't gotta get out of the bed and all this kind of stuff. So be mindful as far as what you can do now. It's not like it used to be. And just get out there and earn a living or something. Be an example to your family. Let them, your kids or whatever, stuff like that. Bring home the bacon and I guess cook it too, however you want to say it.
Hmm.
And later on, if you ain't doing nothing, do one of those gig jobs. The government give out subsidies to people who got jobs and gig jobs. Your taxes is different because of that. You know, so I'll leave you with that. And I want to say, you know, this has been another episode of some Urban Fire. Man, Mr. Cool,
Yes, sir.
as usual, in class with him. And is that it, Mr. Cool? You know what I'm saying? Because it's
That's
been
it.
up, we've been at it for an hour. It seemed like it's been 10 minutes, but you know how we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so for the folks that pays attention and the folks that's woke, I got a diagram. Stay woke always. Be wise, be on your best behavior, and et cetera, et cetera. You good?
I'm good.
Till next time,
Peace.
talk to you folks.